And Buffy's one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best lyric writers in the world. And when I started working with her in the early 90s, she taught me some stuff that I want to share with you because it just changed my whole way of writing lyrics. And it's the creative process has almost two aspects to it. One is the flow, which is, I don't know whether you're aware of it, when you're writing a song, the song isn't coming from you, it's coming through you. We've become vehicles for something else that's coming through, trying to manifest itself into the real world. That is what I call the creative flow. Most people I've worked with will admit, I've worked with Sting, Peter Gabriel, Bob Geldof. I've worked with a lot of really well-known artists as a producer and an engineer, sound engineer. And all those people admitted to me that they didn't write any of their songs. They just came, they don't even know where the songs came from, but they came through them. And that is because the energy of, the creation energy of melody in this universe is out there for all of us to get. You just have to listen for it. You can stand near an ocean and listen to the monotonous drone of the waves. If you stand there long enough, you will hear melody in those waves. I wrote an album a few years ago when I was living in Paris. It's called Songs from the Drum. And I got the collection of First Nation powwow drums. You know what they are? They're about kind of round dance drums. They have a frame and an animal skin. Anyway, the way this album materialized is through me playing a monotonous rhythm on a drum. You know, it's like this. Sort of. For like half an hour sometimes. And this isn't a First Nation drum with an animal skin, so you're not going to get the same effect. But when you keep listening to that, you play any instrument, just keep playing that beat, you will eventually start hearing melodies. They'll just come to you. And the drum is literally singing to you. So it's in there. You know, it means that everything in the Hindu philosophy, they talk about the Akashic records. Anybody know about Hindu philosophy? Well, I'm going to tell you a bit about it now. So the Akashic records are almost like tapes out in the universe, which contain everything that ever has been and ever will be. It's information, right? Now, the Akashic records are, that's what they call it. Well, I call them cosmic vibration, which is melody waiting to manifest. And you can do that as songwriters. You can pull that down. But anyway, I'll continue about the lyric writing thing, because that's how I started this. So what I learned about lyric writing, which just changed my life, is that the creative process is one thing, but then the editing process is another thing. Now, I'll give you an example. If you're writing something you want to say on a piece of paper or on a typewriter or whatever, computer, the tendency is usually, and most ordinary human beings like us, by the time you get to the second verse, you're kind of like scratching your head, where do I go? Where do we go from here? You know? And the tendency is to look back then to what you just wrote, like looking at the first verse again, for example. Now, the problem with that is that as soon as you start analysing, looking back at what you've done, you're no longer creating, you're editing. Editing is part of the formatory brain. This brain here that calculates and works out plans, how do I get my shopping and how am I going to pay this bill or whatever. This is the formatory brain. The formatory brain cannot write songs, but it can edit. So the way to express yourself as a real songwriter, as a vehicle for beautiful energy and beautiful melody, is to not allow that part of your brain to come in. You've got to almost step away from yourself. So the way to do that is, if you're writing something you want to say on a piece of paper, try not to look back, because as soon as you look back, you're judging and you're approving and you're disapproving. You might see the second line and say, oh God, that's a little toothache line. If my friends saw that, they'd laugh at me. Right? So, this stuff, so you're disapproving. Or you might say, that's brilliant, I can't believe I wrote that. And that's approving. Both of those things are a distraction. They're not creative anymore. They're editing. So I'm trying to explain to you the difference between creating and the difference between editing is crucial to understand that. And so try not to let, when you're writing your words, just keep the flow going. And if you get you're writing something down, you get a sort of idea that's nothing to do with the song, but it's a good idea, stick it on another page, because you might be able to make a song out of that later. But don't let that break your creative flow. So I hope that helps you.